Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to part 2 of the ranked Mira spots. Now, again, these are going to be on the Pro League set map, so there's not going to be any theme park, there's not going to be any sort of tower on here, anything like that. But with that being said, we're on Kafe, moving into the top floor bar defense. So you want to see me where I put that mirror, you definitely want to put a running through hole or a vault hole, some sort of hole right next to it, so that way you can move in and out of the freezer as you need to. Now, you don't want to play in the freezer because, as you can see here, I'm putting all these lovely holes, and you do not want to be in the freezer at all, especially because you will probably get shot as I continue to make these holes for the next Mira. Now, you're going to make a hole going into the bathroom now, and a lot of this defense was used right when Mira came out, and they kind of figured it out. But as they've gotten more and more operators, this has kind of made a resurgence. So you want to put your Mira on the far left wall, and you also want to put a reinforcement in between the wall of the freezer and the wall of the bathroom, like I pointed out, right next to your rotation hole that you have, your vault hole. Now, you also want to be careful of the windows behind you, because someone can shoot you on the off chance you're not paying attention, or they can at least throw a grenade. So maybe if you have a Jaeger device or something like that behind you, that way no one can toss a grenade in, you'll be very okay and probably won't be able to get picked off very easily from this spot. Next, you're going to be going down into train defense, into the engine train room, and you want to place your Mira on the left side of the double doorway, and you want to put it to the most left and put a bunch of holes across from you facing the staircase like you see right now. And you want to make sure you put those holes so if anyone decides to come down red staircase or jump through the window that's right there or come up the red staircase, you can shoot them and contest them. You don't want to give people a lot of free range to move about, and you definitely don't want to give up control of unnecessary pieces that you can easily hold, especially from the Mira. You also want to be careful from the window that is across of reading room, because you can get shot from there. Now, you're going to make sure you want to reinforce this north wall as well as the east wall of fireplace, and when you do so, you'll be able to actually hold this Mira, and you want to make sure that you shoot holes all the way across the library like you will see here. And it's very easy to just kind of cut off half of the map because you have such a big line of sight with this Mira, especially if you open up the holes. It takes a second to open up, so maybe have someone help you as a shotgun, or just make sure that you have your time managed correctly, and that way you don't get stuck in the middle of the round trying to do this still. If for whatever reason you end up downstairs in Kafe, you really don't want to go here if you can vote it, but sometimes you do on the off chance that you do. Though, you want to make sure that you blow out the wall that's right in front of that double doorway in kitchen or in bakery, and you also want to put a Mira facing that. A lot of people like to plant there, especially throw a ton of smokes down. A lot of people like to plant there, and it's a usual spot that you'll see someone, so make sure you're ready for that. Next, there's kind of a variation of these that I've seen, and you can put a Mira all the way on the left side of this wall facing in the bakery, or you can put it a reinforcement right in the middle and where I'm shooting and put a Mira on that. I've seen all sorts of variations, and it kind of depends on the team and how you want to play. You just have to be careful of the A bomb site. Now, moving on to border, you're going to have your downstairs defense, your ventilation workshop defense, and this is probably usually a typical Mira just to guard B. You'll probably see this like 9 times out of 10 if someone's playing Mira done here for whatever reason. I've seen a lot of different Mira placements on this specific wall, so it's kind of dependent on your team, but I usually put mine in one of the center panels. Next, you're going to see another Mira setup that looks pretty much all the way across A. You're going to make sure you reinforce that, and you might want to put a castle right there also. You're going to put your Mira set up so that way it's most right, so that way you can shoot through your rotation hole, and you can pretty much guard all of A, and if you can kind of shoot across with your rotation hole in B, you can actually shoot anyone who comes through the window. Now, just be careful because a castle is very easy to open, so if you're not paying attention, you could possibly get flanked or get killed. Next, we're going to be moving upstairs into Armory, and we're going to be moving upstairs in order to kind of defend either up here when you're on ventilation workshops, or if the bomb site is Armory. So you want to put one inside the small closet, and you'll definitely see this a lot. There's a lot of variations of this specific Mira spot, but you can see easily outside, and if they decide to plant in the doorway or something like that with a smoke, you'll be able to see that also. Next, when you're going to have a reinforced Armory wall, most of the time you're going to reinforce both these, and you're going to make sure you want to put your Mira all the way to the left, so that way you can peek that doorway with as much vision as you can. If you put it too far right, you can't really see in between, and you also want to make sure that you shoot all of that wall open, because it just kind of cuts off anyone kind of trying to use CCTV as a rotation or use CCTV as cover of some sort. Creating any way of like removing cover and stuff like that, it's really necessary for you as a Mira. You want to also reinforce fountain and reinforce both sides of fountain, that is, and you're going to end up putting a Mira on this left side. Now using these different Miras for the same bomb site, you only have 2 Miras, so you're going to have some sort of variation of these. But you're going to want to reinforce fountain, and you can actually cover that window right there and cover the doorway. Make sure you also shotgun out around the Mira so that way no one can crouch underneath and you can see as far right as possible with that Mira. Now, the next Mira placement that you're going to actually see is you wouldn't normally put this one down if you already put the one down inside fountain, because this is kind of overkill to watch 2 spots like this at the same time. But this one's going to go on the far right of the doorway into a B site, and you want to make sure, again, you shotgun out a little bit more so that way you can see a little more left, and you'll be able to pretty much cover anyone who's trying to come in through the doorway. Now, moving on to Skyscraper, you're going to see an interesting bomb site hold that not everyone does, and I've seen variations of this, but a lot of people will do this just so that way they don't have to guard Geisha, and that way you kind of, again, take away a way for attackers to enter and have cover with, because if they get into Geisha and they try to get into B, it's not going to be good for your team. So you want to do is you want to put a reinforcement on this wall like you see here. You want to probably put it in the center right panel, and you just want to reinforce it up and shotgun out a hole or 2. And then you want to place your Mira all the way to the right, so that way you can easily peek that Geisha window, or if anyone decides to enter Geisha, you can take them down pretty easily. Now, another important part to this is that you want to make sure that you reinforce the wall that's on the far left side right here, because from B window you can actually get shot, especially if you're not paying attention at all. And you also want to make sure that you reinforce Geisha, because this is going to be really necessary. Now, this is another way. Let's say the walls that I opened up weren't open anymore, and this reinforcement would go there too. So a lot of people will do this for kitchen defense, and they'll also do this for the upstairs defense if they want to hold Geisha, and they don't open up all those holes, because you're going to be using that Mira pretty much just peek any way you can, and you're also going to be using a reinforcement on that wall right there, so that way, again, they can't shoot you from the B window. You don't want to be killed by unnecessary things, especially if you can just sort of counter it with a reinforcement or something of that nature. Moving on to Coastline, you're going to see a bomb site that is usually picked first. The B and A bomb inside penthouse is usually the first bomb site that gets picked. And one Mira that I like to do is a standing Mira where you shoot above it. Some people do crouch, but I don't like doing crouch because on the off chance that my teammates or I aren't paying attention, it's not very easy to kind of counter someone who's going to drop bathroom or come through the doorway. You can also throw C4s over this, and if you're playing with the smoke, you can actually throw smokes over this too. So it's really easy because a lot of people try to plant right next to the couch, or they're trying to plant behind the bomb. But setting up strats so that you can avoid people planting in those spots is really good. Now, the next Mira that I want to show you guys is going to be on this wall right here, right next to the theater door. I usually put it on the left side. The right side doesn't give you too much of an advantage, especially if someone comes up the south stairs. But with this Mira here, you can see if anyone comes in the hallway, from aquarium hallway, or comes up from the stairs, and it'll allow you to get some nice kills. And you also want to make sure that you reinforce the wall next to it, because you want to peek out from the doorway. You don't want to peek out from the left side of that Mira with the soft wall. You can also shoot, if you open up a hole, say into VIP, you can actually shoot across all the way into the window. So if you put someone with an ACOG on that Mira, really good to use. The next Mira that I want to show you guys actually comes from Hookah, and it's on the west side objective that is on the 2nd floor. And you want to make sure you set up your Mira to the far left. Now, a lot of people try to go through the doorway, or they try to push someone on the window, so that way they can try to shoot and kind of get bullets in and get a lot of distraction going. So what you want to do is you want to put a Mira maybe on the reinforcement, or you can actually do another one, put a reinforcement on these stairs, and you can actually make this so that it is vaultable. Now, you can actually sit on the stairs and kind of peek up and down and crouch up and down and shoot anyone that decides that coming in was a good idea. I like this Mira a lot because you can actually see a lot lower, and you can see if anyone comes in, you can see their feet, and you know that the couch right there is completely penetrable, so anything you shoot or any way you shoot will be good. So if you leave this soft though, you can shoot right over it and shoot anyone that you might see inside the Mira. Now lastly, you're going to want to move downstairs into kitchen on Coastline, and this is going to be holding a kitchen defense that we've been seeing a lot more of here in Pro League and here just in ranked in general. So you want to set up your Mira just like this, right behind the B bomb, because you can't really get shot from behind in kitchen except for that kitchen doorway, but you can't get killed from that window, and if you have barbed wire or something like that under that, you can hear someone jumping through it. The next one's going to come in this little service entrance right across from the mirror you just put down. And this one's kind of trying to shut down anyone trying to get through bathroom or in through Lamborghini doorway, as people like to call it. And it's going to stop people from kind of making these pushes. And it's going to be really, really easy to defend downstairs. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad I could make the part 2 of this. Let me know if you guys want me to do the casual maps or tower or theme park. I don't plan on doing tower or theme park. I just wanted to do the Pro League maps. But let me know if you guys want that, and I will definitely make sure to make that happen. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. This is going to be Josh Snipes signing off.
Op 4, last operator standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Yeah, I mean, they don't